Automation is your best friend. Tools are your best friend.
Your job is funding your business, and you need to look at it from that perspective.
It's a
Honor
blessing.
it, show up. It's a blessing. Do not resent it. Show up in the best possible way, and that will definitely translate into your business success. All right, Chris, so back to the show. We have one more strategy for our amazing listeners. If they're transitioning, if they're getting to that point where they're trying to figure out how to make this whole business thing work, you said that they need to hire their tools. What does that mean?
Yeah, there's a really long rabbit hole I could go down to get to this.
That's the simplified version.
Yeah, let me give you the simplified version because there's a whole orthodoxy behind this. But you know, a lot of people, here's the problem. They have everything on their shoulders, right? They're trying to do all the things. And by and large, we're doing what we were trained to do throughout schooling and at a job. You're doing the things that need to be done, right? So the problem is they tell themselves, but I can't afford to hire people. I can't afford to hire somebody. And in a lot of cases, they're right. They're not even paying themselves anything.
Right.
So they stay in this period for too long where they're doing all the things. And when the business grows, guess what? So do the things that need to be done. It's not like a job where it remains static. It continues to grow and evolve and stuff like that. So getting to the point you could hire somebody, which by and large is usually $500,000, depending on the business model. Now, obviously, there's profitable businesses with high margins that could hire before then. But as a general rule, about $500,000 before you can make a salaried hire, a legitimate salaried hire. That's a long time, and that's a lot on your shoulders, right? So what people don't realize in this process is the first thing you need to do is go from everything on your shoulders, right? I call it my paid process. Prioritize, automate, delegate, eliminate. So prioritize is everything on your shoulders. Automate is the next step. A lot of people want to wait until they can hire somebody, like I said. That's D, that's delegate. What they skip is the A. The A is the automate. Automation is your best friend. Tools are your best friend. Taking a process like an email follow-up sequence, when somebody becomes a lead in your email list, you don't have to send 5 emails to that person. Remember to do it. You set it up and it does it on its own. It's fantastic, right? I have people now that schedule for my podcast and they want to go back and forth with me about availability. Hello? That makes no sense at all. We'll have 20 emails back and forth. And finally now, if you don't have a scheduling tool that literally costs $10 a month, maybe less, there's free versions in some cases, I'm not even going to mess with you. I'm not doing your show because I don't have time for that, right?
Right.
So when you want to identify in your businesses, when you have all these things on your shoulders, and I get it, we've all been there. You want to look for things that are monotonous, things that you're doing over and over, repetitive things. How do I automate that? How do I find a tool so that I can set it once and never have to do it again, right? That's what you're looking for. So your first hire, even before you get to a virtual assistant, even before you get to delegate, right? You'd be like, I can't afford that. I can't. Okay, fine. Can you afford $5 a month for a tool? Probably. Right. Can you afford $10 a month for a tool? That's a Netflix right there. You cut Netflix and Disney Plus, you're in. You got your money. You got your $15 for tools right there. So your first hire will be your tools and finding the right tools. Now, that doesn't mean go out and have every single tool have a tool stack that's 12 miles long. That's not what it means. You need to identify the most important ones for this season, what's going to help me drive more customers, and what's kind of ancillary. What's not necessarily important would be nice to have, but what's like essential? What's going to help me put more money in the bank right now? And do they have free levels? And what are the other competitors? Like, is there a cheaper option, right, elsewhere? So that's what you want to do. You want to hire your tools first and start taking that load off of your plate before you get to the point of actually hiring somebody, even like a virtual assistant.
I love that. That is so powerful and so helpful. I can't tell you how many times we'll have conversations with people who listen to the show who are like, Kim, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to hire someone. I can't afford to hire someone. What do I do in the meantime? Well, here's the answer, right? You hire your tools. So thank you so much for sharing that, Chris. I absolutely love that strategy because it's practical and it's something that we can get done literally today. So we want to challenge you guys as you implement what you're learning in this episode, because we're all about taking action here across the board on our YouTube channel, on the podcast, inside the Business Lounge. We're going to challenge you every time that you hear a new strategy or you hear us talk about something that resonates with you and applies to your business. Take action. Within 24 hours, if you don't take action, you're literally going to forget. What percentage is it, Chris? Like 79% of what you heard, you'll forget after 24 hours.
Yeah, I think you retain 10% of it,
That's
if
crazy.
not around there.
So 90%. You got to do it now. So we want to challenge you to start making a list. And this is a running list. I would put even just a yellow notepad on your desk, or I would put some sticky notes to remind you of tracking the things that you do that are repetitive in your business. So if you can do a brain dump, take 10 minutes and start thinking about some of the things that you're doing consistently that you can automate, that would be amazing. Things like Chris said, scheduling podcasts, right? Answering emails, responding to, I don't know, some Instagram messages, maybe setting a reminder to do those things at a particular time in the day where you're 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out. All of those things are really, really important. Automating some of your sales processes, right?
Scheduling your social media posts.
Scheduling your social media posts, going in and getting a transcription service. So maybe you're doing, a blog and you're doing a podcast. So can you get your podcast transcribed so you can turn that into a blog easier? All those things are little hacks that'll make a massive difference for your time and also for your resources, because we have limited amount of resources, we have limited amount of time, and we want to make sure that we're making the best out of them.
Which is another benefit if you do go the night and weekend warrior mode, that route, you have more money because you still kept your job. So if you lower your budget, you still have your income from your salary, guess what you can do? You can focus on, I have limited time. I'm telling you, Daymond John wrote the book Power of Broke, and it's definitely something to look into because he talks about embrace that season as a benefit because you get resourceful. Entrepreneurs, when they don't have resources, the best ones get resourceful.
Yeah.
So if it's limited time, what can you do to maximize that time? Because it means you just have to focus on the right things, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely consider that as a big plus. I hear so many people talk about their job as a negative if they're in a job right now. And I'm like, no, this is the perfect season for you to literally focus on what matters and invest in ways that other people can't because they can't afford to because they're side hustling and they're, those Uber rides don't really add up to a whole lot when you break it down. In fact, they're living expenses. So I definitely think that you have the ability to hire tools faster, hire a virtual assistant faster, make the transition faster. The more you can pour into that business and the more you can lower your expenses to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Your job is funding your business, and you need to look at it from that perspective.
It's
Honor it, show up. It's a blessing. Do not resent it. Show up in the best possible way, and that will definitely translate into your business success. All right, gang. So we are so excited to be getting this entire series ready for you guys. So stay tuned for the next episode in the series. We're going to dive into how you can continue to launch, grow, and scale a business the smart way online, especially if you have limited amounts of time, limited amounts of money, and limited amounts of resources. Now, Chris, you mentioned that you have a really cool quiz on the different types of startup entrepreneurs. Where can people find that?
Yeah, I got to find the specific URL for it, but we will drop that in the show.
We will link it.
We'll link that below. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. And then where can people find you on the internet?
I'm at HeyCMH on all social media, heycmh.com.
Awesome. And then also you have a pretty cool podcast, Startup U Podcast.
Cool. Yeah, pretty cool podcast. Definitely worth checking out. We've had some pretty notable entrepreneurs on the show. It's the Startup U Podcast.
Absolutely.
You'll see me back here a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim allows me to be.
You will be definitely invited back. Thank you so much for joining us, y'all. We will see you on the next episode. In the meantime, stay blessed. Continue showing up with passion and purpose. And don't forget, you are put on this earth by God for a reason. There are people in the world who need what you have to offer, and we're here to encourage and support you along the way. Hey, so if you're wondering what's the next step or you want to work with me and my team, I highly recommend checking out these 3 awesome resources. Number 1, you're going to want to download our Success Path, which is going to show you exactly what stage of online business you're in. Spoiler alert, there's 6 of them, and what to be working on and not working on for each stage so that you can get to your goals faster and with more clarity. Number 2, you're going to want to come and listen to the Business Lounge podcast, where we dive even deeper every single week into advanced business and marketing strategies that you won't hear about here on the channel. And of course, Number 3, you're going to want to join us inside the Business Lounge membership, where me and my business partner, Chris, we coach and train online entrepreneurs on how to leverage proven and practical business and marketing strategies to level up your business, attract more buyers, and actually create a business that you absolutely love. You're not going to want to miss it. We have over 30 training programs, an entire success path. What you're getting right now for free is just a preview. And we go live every single month to teach you on a new topic, answer your questions, and coach you one-on-one. Plus, we're about to release something incredible, depending on whether or not you are already a part of the membership, or when you're watching this video, we might have already released it. If so, it's going to be linked in the description box below, but it's pretty amazing. It's only for members for now. All right, I love you, and I hope to see you inside one of those amazing resources. Until next time, un beso. See you soon.